Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the hit list. You can't escape your face on the news. Don't mess with fate. Locked up in prison, wood chipper running hot. Police on a mission, hope you don't get caught. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices were made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Lies and deception, caught in the storm. Future in question, nowhere left to run. Silver bracelets tight, get arrested tonight. In this endless fight, can't hide from the light. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh yeah, oh no, yeah. The choices you made, heading one way. No turning back, this price to pay. Oh. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm Ruben Diaz with your ABC 24 News update. A substitute teacher in DeSoto County was arrested on child pornography charges. The district attorney's office telling us that 69-year-old Preston Lewis, who you see on your screen right now, was taken into custody Thursday following an investigation by law enforcement. Lewis served as a substitute teacher teaching Spanish at Hernando High School. He was employed through a third-party staffing company. DA Matthew Barton addressed the crime in a statement. He said, in part, all individuals who can be identified so far have been contacted. We will immediately contact victims if additional people are identified. Barton also praised the swift response of the DeSoto County School District as well as law enforcement.
We have new details in a child molestation case. Vancouver police say there's been another arrest tied to pediatrician Michael Wilmington. 61-year-old William Snyderwine is charged with conspiracy to commit child molestation and tampering with evidence. He was arrested yesterday at his home in Vancouver and made his first court appearance today. According to prosecutors, he's accused of introducing Wilmington to Chad Hartley. Hartley is accused of taking a child to Wilmington's home for what detectives call weekly naked sleepovers and having explicit pictures of children on his computer. Wilmington was found dead from an apparent suicide after a warrant was issued for his arrest. Meanwhile, Snyderwine is being held in the Clark County Jail on $750,000 bail.
Then in Abbeville County, this man is accused of having child sex abuse material. The Attorney General's office says Cody Smith was arrested last Friday. He's charged with 5 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and obstruction of justice.
An Athens, Pennsylvania man could spend nearly 30 years in prison for child porn charges. After an intensive investigation back in April of last year, police found graphic images of child porn linked to Lance. The images were connected to several different email accounts on Lance's phone. As part of his charges, Lance will also be required to register as a sex offender.
Our first story this evening, a pastor of a Braxton County church has now been arrested for sexually motivated battery on a member of his congregation. State police say the pastor of Victory Apostolic Church in Sutton, Jason Allen, is accused of making inappropriate and sexually motivated physical contact on the victim. This took place during a meeting that was described as marital counseling. Allen is charged with 1 count of battery. He was released on a $5,000 bond. The investigation into the case remains active. If you have any information, contact the Sutton Detachment of the West Virginia State Police. You can find that number on our website.
Put your hands behind your back.
In just 3 days,
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You have the right
12 arrests, like this one captured on a police body
You have the
cam,
right to consult with and obtain the advice of an attorney before answering any questions.
resulting in 35 serious charges against men, grown men between the ages of 22 and 55, who were allegedly surfing online platforms looking for children, tweens, and underage teens to have sex with.
He says, "Are you serious? You're 15 years old. Do you want me to get in trouble? Have you already had anything with someone? Are you a virgin?" And he's asking that to a 15-year-old girl. And then he says, "I thought you were looking for sex."
Lieutenant Nick Engler, who is over the Kenner Police Criminal Investigations Division, is part of a newly formed multi-parish and state team called ICAC. It stands for Internet Crimes Against Children. And behind this door in Kenner, a specially trained team of officers from 9 parishes and the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation are working to shut would-be predators down before they hook up with your child. How quickly does someone respond?
Sometimes almost immediately. I think the profile I created for this operation, within hours, I would have several matches on the dating platforms.
Lieutenant Engler and others on the team make decoy profiles using young women officers who pose as underage girls. Then they post them on sites like Tinder, Badoo, Meet Me dating apps, and the Roblox gaming app. And then potential predators, men ranging from 20 to 70, start their grooming.
You'd be shocked, because I know I was shocked when you see these people. They're just a lot of them are just your everyday average Joe, and you would never suspect it otherwise.
Married with families?
Yes, we've had them married with families. Some of them have children. They'll tell you about their children.
The operation has even set up a decoy bedroom in case the predator wants to FaceTime or Snapchat. And that decoy is usually a young female officer who will come up here and act like she's in her bedroom. When the legislature and Attorney General Liz Murrill work to pass stronger laws in this area, Kenner Police Chief Keith Conley and the City of Kenner offered the lab and financial commitment for special servers to fight this cybercrime.
I'm pleased with what the legislature has done here in Louisiana to give us the tools that we need and the teeth in those statutes to really make people think twice before coming to this state.
And it's not just meetups that are a crime. It's also file sharing of children in sexual situations, grooming, sexual conversations, and sextortion, where the victim is threatened to pay ransom with money or sex. These detectives are not just chatting with potential solicitors. There's a team running intelligence, getting backgrounds, phone numbers, and running facial recognition software. And then when it's time to meet the decoy, a drone goes in.
We sent the decoy into the McDonald's while I was texting with him from here. You could actually see the suspect's phone light up as we were getting as he was getting my text messages.
The chief says parents have got to monitor children's online activity because the predator could be in their bedrooms and you don't even realize it.
You and the state of Louisiana, law enforcement is committed to eradicate these predators don't travel to this state for these kind of illicit purposes, because you're probably either on the radar, you will be on the radar, or you will be got.
Meg Farris, WWL, Louisiana.
A Columbus man has been sentenced to 35 years in federal prison for child pornography crimes involving a nonverbal child with autism. 47-year-old Christian Toms pleaded guilty last year to producing, distributing, receiving, and possessing child pornography. Prosecutors say Toms created and distributed videos and images of the abuse between late 2024 and early 2025. Investigators say a search of his phone recovered 700 images of and videos of child sexual abuse, including more than 130 involving the victim. Federal authorities say Toms also discussed grooming another child in online messages.
An Elma man will spend 30 years in prison after he was convicted of production and possession of child pornography involving a minor. The Department of Justice says 55-year-old Matthew Steele produced images of a minor female on several occasions between July 2008 and July of 2010 until she was approximately 12 years old. A search warrant was executed in March of 2024 where authorities discovered multiple explicit images across 2 separate devices.
A judge sentenced a Florence man to 40 years for 2 counts of child exploitation. The Attorney General's office says Kevin Wayne Owen had child sex abuse material and secret cameras. He was caught in an undercover investigation. Once he's released from prison, Owen will spend 25 years on probation and he'll have to register as a sex offender.
In the meantime, back here in the Mid-South, a former teacher and pastor in Olive Branch is heading to prison after being convicted in a child exploitation case. A judge handed down a 35-year sentence for Kyle Hillary. He'll have to serve 25 years without the possibility of parole. Hillary was arrested 3 years ago after investigators searched his classroom at Cross Creek Christian Academy. And while it's still not clear what authorities may have found, we do now know the search was the result of an undercover operation. In a statement, Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch says when the perpetrator is someone in a position of authority, they violate a covenant with the parents who entrusted them with their children. We will not tolerate such abuse.
A former United ISD employee is accused of sexually abusing a child and now faces multiple felony charges. UISD police arrested David Martinez on 2 counts of indecency with a child by sexual contact and 2 counts of sexual assault of a child. Now, his bond was set at $140,000 total, $35,000 per charge. Martinez was arrested on May 22nd and bonded out the same day. KGNS reached out to United ISD. The district confirmed Martinez is a former employee but would not say what his job was or which campus he worked at, only that he is no longer with the district. Jail records list the offense date as May 29th, 2025, nearly a year before his arrest. It's still not clear what led to that gap in time.
Indianapolis man already in jail for possessing homemade explosives is now facing felony child sex crime charges. Logan Quisenberry is facing 2 counts of possession of child sex abuse material. Court documents reveal that police found sexually explicit photos of children under the age of 12 while they were investigating a shooting. Police then arrested Quisenberry for shooting into a car along I-465 last summer. Court documents also say that officers reportedly found drugs, cash, and explosive devices at Quisenberry's home. He's pled not guilty to all charges.
63-year-old Peter Pemrit, Sr. is in the Rock County Jail after Janesville police say he sent an inappropriate video to a person as a teen girl, representing that. Police say their investigation started after they received a tip. He was then arrested after police searched a home in the 1900 block of DuPont Drive. Officers say they also found several drugs during the search.
Avon police have filed 2 new arrest warrants against a former Avon Bright Path daycare employee accused of sexually abusing several children.
Those warrants are now in the hands of a judge. News State's Kiara Smith joins us now live at the police department with all the new details. Kiara, what have you learned?
Good evening, guys. Police say there are now 2 more arrest warrants for 29-year-old Giancarlo Barrios Otero. This comes almost a week after the Avon daycare closed its doors for good. Today, I got a chance to speak with some of the attorneys representing some of the families of the alleged victims.
It's still the very beginning, and it's still just scratching the surface.
Tonight, 2 new arrest warrants for former Avon Bright Path employee Giancarlo Barrios Otero are in the hands of a judge awaiting approval. Avon police say each warrant charges Otero with 1 count of illegal sexual contact with a minor and 4th-degree sexual assault.
These 2 recent charges are for male victims. We continue to be extremely concerned about reports that we've heard regarding females, and we do plan on moving forward on civil litigation for at least 1, if not more, female victims in the not-too-distant future.
Barrios Otero already faces several other charges. He was arrested in April for allegedly sexually assaulting 5 children in March. Police say those charges stem from 6 separate incidents involving 5 boys between ages 3 to 5. An attorney representing one of the families of a victim in the latest warrant saying in part, "We are fully committed to making sure that the entities that operated this daycare facility are held fully accountable for the significant harms and losses suffered by these very young children." Earlier this week, BrightPath confirming that Barrios Otero also filled in at daycare locations in Simsbury, West Hartford, and Windsor. Attorney Eric Schoenberg with Freeman Law Firm tells us they spoke with more than 100 concerned families, and more civil lawsuits are expected to be filed against the daycare.
We continue to be developing the case. We're still at the very beginning. We're still scratching surface. We haven't even gotten into discovery yet. We have not taken any depositions, served formal discovery, but all that is coming, and we are using the information which we have gathered from the so many families that we represent to really figure out exactly which lines of questioning we need to ask, exactly which issues we need to look into.
Now, again, the arrest warrant does have to be approved by the judge before he can officially be charged. But Schoenberg says he is asking all former employees and families to come forward. Now, we did reach out to BrightPath earlier today, but we did not hear back. Live in Avon, I'm Kiara Smith, News 8.
All right, Kiara, thank you. Now to some breaking news out of Kenner. There is a new task force working behind the scenes to catch people who are soliciting children or soliciting sex from children. Our Meg Ferris has been working on this story exclusively, joining us now with all the details. You've been working on this for almost a week now.
I'm really pleased that we were given exclusive access behind the scenes, Mike. And it's very interesting. This is a new task force is made up in law enforcement from the state and several parishes, and they're working out of Kenner behind closed doors. Now, they're looking to find and arrest men and, in some cases, women who are going on dating or gaming apps looking to lure in 13, 14, 15-year-olds to meet them and have sex with them, or for them to send illicit pictures of themselves. And then they elicit ransom, or they want to sell these pictures. So far, the Kenner police and their task force have been very successful.
So here's just part of the conversation I had with the suspect we arrested last night. He says, "Are you serious? You're 15 years old. Do you want me to get in trouble?" And then he immediately goes into the next text saying, "Have you already had anything with someone? Are you a virgin?"
Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll have the exclusive body cam footage of arrests, suspects, and drone footage, and we'll show you how the predators think they're talking to adolescents when they're really talking to officers who are decoys. And Mike, if the alleged predator says, "I want to talk to you on Snapchat," or "Let's FaceTime each other." They even have a decoy bedroom that looks like a little girl, teenage girl's bedroom, so that the decoy can go in there and talk to these predators.
Undoubtedly, they're already having success here with this.
Absolutely. There are new laws that put more teeth in this so they're able to catch people earlier.
Glad that they are, Meg. Thank you for that.
New at 6, investigators arrested a Centerville school employee they said took video of a naked child and put it on social media. Taid Miller was a behavior technician at Hadley E. Watts Middle School in Washington Township. He worked with students with mental health and developmental disabilities. Investigators said he took a video of a 12-year-old student in a bathroom, then sent it to a group on Snapchat. Prosecutors said he admitted creating that video.
Another investigation in Smith County has led to the arrest of a Longview man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl and sending explicit messages online. Authorities say 27-year-old Nakari Gardner is in custody, charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child and online solicitation of a minor. Investigators say he used Snapchat to contact the girl, track her location, and go to her home where the assault allegedly happened. Detectives then identified him through Snapchat records and linked his vehicle to the account. Gardner is now being held in the Smith County Jail.
Lewiston police announcing the arrest of a man they say distributed child sexual abuse materials. 56-year-old Scott Bucer taken into custody Thursday and now facing a charge of possession of sexually explicit material involving a child under 12. Officials say the Androscoggin County and the Department of Homeland Security helped with the investigation. Bucer is currently being held at the Androscoggin County Jail.
Sexual assault of children and a cat. That's what prosecutors say 21-year-old Zai Soto of Seaside did.
It's cases like this that are especially heartbreaking because if you really think about it, infants, animals, they are the most vulnerable members of our community. They don't have the ability to speak up for themselves.
Police originally started investigating Soto for committing lewd acts on 2 children under the age of 13 at a store where he worked on the 700 block of Cannery Row. Investigators eventually searched Soto's electronic devices and allegedly found videos of him sexually molesting an 18-month-old toddler and sexually assaulting a cat.
As we know, victims who are, infants, babies, toddlers, animals, they can't report the crime to others. They can't tell someone what's happening to them. They often don't understand that what's happening to them is in fact wrong. And so thankfully we have digital evidence in this case.
In court Wednesday, Soto pleaded not guilty to 18 sex crimes involving the 3 children and a cat. Soto was arrested Monday by Seaside police, who described the case as one of the worst they've ever investigated. Chief Nick Borges speaking a day after Soto's arrest.
It is one of the things that just really hits you. It really strikes you, and it's disturbing. So we have right now a person under arrest for some very serious charges, and we have very good evidence to push forward on.
Watch who your kids talk to on social media. A man is accused of having child pornography in DeSoto County. Deputies say Nicholas Pacheco Epitacio was talking to a minor on Snapchat. The investigation started in November of last year. They arrested him last month. Deputies say Epitacio admitted he was talking to kids online who he thought were 14 to 15 years old. He told deputies that initially he would meet them through TikTok, and then he moved over to Snapchat.
In other news tonight, a Memphis man is found guilty on charges of child rape and sexual battery. Ricky Booker is accused of abusing the victim for several years. That victim was 9 years old when the abuse started and was reported to police. Booker was arrested in 2022. He'll be sentenced at a later date.
Now to an update. We now know why Hollywood SWAT officers served a search warrant at a home along North 31st Court yesterday. Police say 34-year-old James Henjum was arrested after an investigation by the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Investigators are saying that he is facing multiple charges related to the possession of child pornography. He is being held on a $50,000 bond.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Tonight, we're learning more about a child pornography case. Lubbock police say they received a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that led to the arrest of a Lubbock man. Police say the center tracked a phone's IP address with a Snapchat video exploiting a young girl on it. Court records show the phone belonged to 32-year-old Mark Landreth. LPD then arrested him after searching his phone and finding the illegal material. Today, Landreth pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography. Judge William Eichmann accepted Landreth's deal with the district attorney this morning. He admitted to having the illegal pictures of child exploitation back in March of 2022, which is a third-degree felony. Judge Eichmann sentenced Landreth to 12 years in prison.
A Midland man is sentenced for possession on child pornography. 38-year-old Larry Eugene Edwards pleaded guilty to 4 counts of the crime back in February. An investigation then, while he was on probation, found the inappropriate photos and videos on his phone. He'll spend at least 4 years in prison, but could face as many as 15.
A Newport newsman is behind bars today facing rape and child pornography charges in James City County. Detectives arrested 24-year-old George Salick Johnson III following an investigation into a sexual assault of a child reported earlier this month. Police say it happened inside a vehicle near Jamestown Beach last October, and investigators added that multiple counts of child pornography possession have been put on those charges yesterday.
Dave, thanks. New at 5, Appleton police arresting a school bus driver for suspected child pornography possession. Police have not identified any cases connected to his job or said which district he was employed by. Officers say the cyber tip was sent via the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The department's Internet Crimes Against Children unit says it found evidence supporting 10 counts of possession of child pornography against 43-year-old Josh Fetzer. The Outagamie County District Attorney's Office is reviewing formal charges.
A Charlestown man faces child porn and child exploitation charges tonight.
As WDRB's Richard Essex reports, a tip from a national organization months ago tipped off police.
This is the home of 49-year-old Jorge Rodriguez. Here's a picture of him that was taken at the Clark County Sheriff's Office. Rodriguez has been under investigation since earlier this year for having images on his computer of kids that he wasn't supposed to have. Just after 5 on Thursday afternoon, I went to the front door to see if Rodriguez or someone from his family was home. The knocks failed to bring someone to the door. According to the Clark County Sheriff's Office, Rodriguez caught the attention of police in February when several tips came in from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thursday, he was arrested for 1 count of child exploitation and 9 counts of possession of child sex abuse material, all felonies. We talked to several of the neighbors. All of them said that they just didn't know the family or anyone that lives in the house well. This is a quiet neighborhood, and neighbors tell me that they moved here because it is quiet. And all of them were surprised by the allegations. They just need more information. You know the family? One woman who didn't identify herself by name told me that she was a friend of the family. Her attempts to get someone to answer the door also failed. Clark County Sheriff's Department say that one specific Verizon subscriber account was being used to access data that is child sex abuse material. Now that's police speak for child pornography. With a search warrant in hand, officers seized digital devices and other items for evidence. Neighbors tell us Rodriguez lives here with his wife or partner and that there are kids in the house. When police showed up this morning, those that were home wondered what happened. A disturbance rippled through this neighborhood. Neighbors tell me they will look differently at the house with the chickens and the child's swing set in the backyard. Richard Essex, WDRB News.
Meanwhile, a Springfield Township man appeared in court today accused of having child sex abuse material and child porn on his cell phone. 22-year-old Jacob Sakavati was arraigned on charges of pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor, illegal use of minor and nudity-oriented material, and pandering obscenity involving a minor. Prosecutors say he had more than 200 files of child sex abuse material and was distributing them over Google and Discord. He reportedly told police officers he has a porn addiction and turned himself into police. The judge set his bond at $275,000 and ordered him to stay away from all electronic devices.
New tonight, a suspect is in custody accused of trying to abduct an 8-year-old girl in Brighton. Troopers say the suspect tried to lure the girl into the woods while she was riding her bike. CBS News Detroit's Heath Kalb has what we know so far and why neighbors say it's part of a disturbing pattern.
Well, around 7 o'clock Wednesday, a man reported that a traveling salesperson had attempted to lure his 8-year-old daughter into the woods here right off of Rosemary Lane in Brighton Township. That father confronted the salesperson and he eventually fled the scene. But residents in this quiet neighborhood tell us these salespeople are becoming more and more common in this area. And this creepy story has become a concern for all of them.
The ring said that there was an abduction alert near our area, but I had no idea that was this close to our area.
Michigan State Police responded to this quiet and friendly neighborhood in the Alger Pine subdivision in Brighton Township Wednesday after a man complained that his 8-year-old daughter, who was riding on her bicycle on Rosemary Lane, was approached by what appeared to be a traveling salesman going door to door.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. This is a really nice neighborhood and safe. Kids are out here playing all the time.
Michigan State Police says that the suspect asked the little girl to come into the woods where he would, quote, give her a surprise. He then allegedly attempted to lure the girl and her bicycle into the wooded area before being confronted by the girl's father, who questioned him about what he was doing. The suspect then took off on a Segway-type vehicle.
It is very freaky because we were doing yard work, my wife and I, and then a guy with a Segway came up to us trying to sell insecticide, and it was very, very, just like any other salesperson, very, very forceful in trying to get us into a contract.
While this disturbing incident Wednesday has come as a shock, residents we spoke to both off and on camera Thursday told us these salespeople traveling on Segways, making a disruption in their neighborhood, has become almost a daily occurrence.
You know, a vehicle will come in and drop some people off, and they leave, and the people just go around trying to sell.
Police say the suspect could be arraigned as early as this Friday, and anyone with information is being asked to reach out to the Michigan State Police Brighton Post. Reporting in Brighton, Heath Kalb, CBS News Detroit.
A man behind bars and facing child porn charges right now. Investigators say James Donald Henyum was arrested in Hollywood following a SWAT search at his home that happened on Wednesday morning. Henyum faces a judge this morning. He gave him a $50,000 bond. He was also ordered to have no contact with any minors at all and is not allowed any access to the internet as well.
A teacher at this daycare here in Seminole is now behind bars facing 51 charges, including child pornography, after parents say authorities told them the teacher, 42-year-old Christopher Molesky, had photos of their 4-year-old children on his phone and live streamed himself masturbating in the school's bathroom during nap time. Authorities told parents they don't believe anything physically happened to their children, but one parent that we just spoke with tells us he still worries that something did.
Only 2 people know if something happened, the scumbag and my daughter. And there may be a day where she, remembers and tells me, and I hope not.
Sprout Academy denied our request for an interview today, but did tell us in a statement that Molesky passed all background checks and that they are cooperating with authorities.
A warning, this next story contains disturbing content. A Toronto man has been sentenced to 33 years in U.S. federal prison for sexually exploiting more than 100 children. 40-year-old Ramanan Pathmanathan pleaded guilty to child pornography, coercion, and enticement charges back in January. Court documents claim he used apps like Instagram and Facebook Messenger to contact at least 145 young boys and girls and force them into performing explicit acts during video chats. When the children tried to stop, he would threaten to send videos to their parents. Some of the victims were as young as 6 years old. Pathmanathan is already serving a 12-year prison sentence for similar crimes here in Canada. The 2 sentences will be served consecutively, not at the same time.
And now Fox Carolina Investigates has an update in the case of an alleged child sex ring in Greenville County.
2 of the suspects are now asking for the chance to be let out of jail. Paula L. Foltz and Edward Storer both filed motions asking for a judge to consider granting them bond. Our investigative team got a copy of both motions, but they didn't contain much information. We can tell you both suspects are facing a long list of charges, all tied to an alleged child sex ring. Storer is accused of sexual assault involving a child under the age of 11. Foltz is charged with accessory, conspiracy, and unlawful conduct towards a child.
And there were also 4 other suspects arrested as part of this investigation. Deputies say they all knew one another, but they did not explain exactly how. The other 4 suspects are on your screen right now. They are Matthew Fay, Alan Foltz, Janine Storer, and Waylon Rogers. Rogers used to work at the Greenville Police Department until 2007. Foltz worked for Malden Police until 2005, and Fay worked at the Greenville Fire Department as recently as this month. Now, this video here is from when all of these suspects appeared before a judge not long after their arrests. Investigators say the alleged crimes happened in the early 2000s, but the victim came forward back in January. Now, they do believe more victims could be out there. They are urging anyone with information to come forward and contact the Greenville County Sheriff's Office. As for whether Storer or Foltz will get bond, well, first, hearings still need to be scheduled. Once that takes place, a judge will consider arguments from both sides before making a decision. Of course, we will let you know as soon as that happens.
Deputies say 40-year-old Matthew Martin of Easley has been arrested on 8 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Deputies say an investigation led them to arrest Martin on May 22nd, and he's being held on an $80,000 surety bond.
What does it take to deliver a trusted newscast?
It isn't about being first.
It's about getting it right.
Not all areas saw the rain, but right here in the Roanoke Valley, quite the rain.
The most accurate.
We are continuing to follow a missing persons case involving 2 young girls.
The most engaging.
It takes a team that cares.
A team that listens.
Your hometown station, WDBJ 7 and WZBJ 24.
We begin tonight in Lynchburg, where a child care service.
We hear honoring veterans a lot, but how often do we think of those who serve as real people?
As an Army veteran myself, I have seen the sacrifices our military makes firsthand, and I am passionate about showcasing those efforts.
Watch for Hometown Veterans Honoring Our Heroes reports only on your hometown station.
We salute you, hometown veterans, and I can't wait to show the world what you've done.
Hometown Veterans Honoring Our Heroes is sponsored by Joyce and Barry Law.
A Boy Scout troop leader is behind bars in Wharton, charged with multiple counts of child sexual assault.
And the police chief says more charges are possible. ABC 13's Liliana Pearson was in Wharton today and spoke to law enforcement about the investigation and what the police chief says they found at his home.
Wharton police are calling this a case of delayed child sex assault, meaning the incident that sparked this investigation happened some time ago and was only recently reported. Police telling us that in their investigation, they were able to uncover more alarming information.
61-year-old Daniel Webster is a Boy Scout troop leader and local to Wharton, according to Police Chief Terry Lynch. Lynch tells me after allegations of child sex assault were made to his department on April 1st, they immediately began to investigate. Lynch says investigators used a warrant to search Webster's home, where they seized his cell phone and a laptop. Both are still being looked through, but the chief says photos and videos led them to charge Webster with possession of child pornography. Online records say more than 50 visual depictions were in Webster's possession. Police say, depending on what they find in those photos, more charges could be pressed. As of now, there's no evidence that anyone in the Boy Scout troop where Webster was a leader was a victim, though the police are asking anyone to come forward if they have information. Webster was booked into jail Tuesday, where he's charged with 3 counts of aggravated sex assault of a child and 1 count of possession of child pornography. He's being held without bond.
I was able to speak with a few of Webster's relatives off camera. They were not ready to comment. From Wharton, I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
A Wyalusing man is headed to state prison after his sentencing for having child sex abuse material. 45-year-old Calvin Schaefer was convicted for having child sex material on his cell phone. He is headed to a state prison on a term of from 10 to 30 years. After his release, he must register as a sex offender for the rest of his life.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 10010, State of Texas versus Jason Reeves. Mr. Diller, if you'll take a seat. Cab parties announced for the record for the state.
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense.
David Andre Woodard for Mr. Reeves.
And are you Mr. Reeves?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Reeves, you entered a plea to indecency with child contact. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 15 years. There's a $1,500 fine, and there are no applications. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, State?
I have not, Your Honor.
Defense?
I have, Judge. I don't know if you want to give the state a few moments.
All right, I'll give the state some time to review the PSI report.
Sure.
All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 10010, State of Texas versus Jason Andre Reeves. As the parties announced for the record for the state.
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense.
David Andre Woodard for Mr. Reeves.
All right, State, have you had a chance to review the PSI report?
I have, Your Honor. And
just one moment. Defense, have you had a chance to review the PSI report?
We have.
Any objections to the PSI report, State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any objections to the PSI report?
No, Your Honor.
All right, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 15. State, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, but we do have victim impact statement at the end.
All right. Defense, any witnesses?
No.
All right, then, State, the court will hear your argument with regards to the cap.
Judge, we're asking that you sentence the defendant to 15 years in this case. He has an extensive felony history where he's been to prison on a couple of different occasions. One of those cases that he's a convicted felon for is a previous sexual assault case. And the facts of this case alone merit that he be sent to prison for 15 years. The fact that he molested his own daughter. So because of that, we would ask that you hit the cap in this case.
All right, defense.
Yeah, I'm looking at the PSI, 526. You read currently on parole for a failure to register. He doesn't finish that parole until 2017. Unlike most cases of this nature, this case did move rather quickly. Mr. Reeves is coming to court. The plea of no contest. There was a new file that was prepared with the air. We're asking the court to hold the lower scale of that, sentence him to an 8-year prison sentence in PEC. He is accepting responsibility for his actions. He knows that he's going back to prison. He also knows he's going to get revoked on the parole revocation.
All right, Mr. Reeves, can you raise your right hand for me? You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jason Andre Reeves.
All right, Mr. Reeves, the state has requested that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 15 years. What do you think you should be sentenced to?
I was hoping 8, Your Honor.
No, everybody has hopes and dreams. My question is, what do you think you deserve?
I deserve what Judge Stephanie Boyd is going to give me.
No, pretend it's not Judge Stephanie Boyd. Pretend you are by yourself, just thinking about life. What do you think you deserve? Not what you want, not your hopes and dreams, but what do you think you deserve? I know what your attorney wants you to have, and I'm assuming that you all discussed what would be reasonable for you to have. But my question is, what do you think you deserve?
Deserve to go back to TDC, obviously.
Okay, so we're at that point because you've agreed to a cap of 15 with no application. So the state is asking that you be sentenced to 15 years in the prison. My question is, what do you think you deserve to be sent to prison for? How much time?
10, Your Honor.
Why 10? Why not 15?
So I can get back and get out to work and help my daughter with college.
The daughter that you're accused of molesting? I don't think she wants your help. I could be wrong on that because I haven't spoken to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what were you thinking when you were doing these actions?
Don't remember, to be honest with you. All the business was due to me. And
so you don't remember molesting your daughter?
Taking a shower with her.
And how old was she?
I would say 5 or 6 years old.
Why is a grown man taking a shower with a 5 or 6-year-old? I'm assuming you didn't have your clothes on because you're taking a shower. She didn't have her clothes on because she was taking a shower. So why is an adult male taking a shower with a 5-year-old? And to me, it doesn't matter if it's a female or it's a male, but why are you taking a shower with a child?
I understand, Your Honor.
No.
The culture I was raised on with my mother, she would bathe me and she would bathe with me until I was like 7 years old, Your Honor. We all come from different cultures, and if I would have known.
That's not cultural to be bathing with children.
No, but that's the way I was raised from my mother.
Yeah. So where does the touching come in? Because you're in the shower with your daughter and you are touching her inappropriately.
I take fault for that, Your Honor.
Yeah, but what was your thought process? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Alcohol may have been. Alcohol may have been.
Alcohol doesn't make you molest someone.
No, Your Honor. But in the time that we were taking a shower, nothing happened whatsoever there in the shower. And then an altercation, something else had happened and I was drinking.
What do you mean altercation? Something else happened?
With what the charge is.
What is the something else that happened?
The molestation.
What is the molestation?
I guess touch.
No, not I guess. What is it? What did you do?
Inappropriately.
What did you do?
I just touched her on her stomach.
No.
Lower down right here.
No.
Above her nightgown.
All right. Is there anything else for me to decide? Any questions? State Defense?
No, Your Honor. We still ask that you sentence the defendant for the 15 years.
All right. The court is finding you guilty as previously stated. The court is going to sentence you to 15 years. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. There's Chapter 62, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Do you understand what no contact means? So don't call her, don't text her, don't send her letters, don't send her money, don't send her apologies, don't contact at all. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
And you're probably a person who should not be around any children. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do not get involved with anyone who has a child. You understand?
Yep.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. There's victim impact.
2 half-page statements.
All right. There's some statements that the state is going to read to you. I always tell people to internalize what's being read to them, and everyone is to be respectful to each other. All right, you may proceed.
When my daughter told me what Jason had done to her, my heart sank with a wrenching pain. That same day, I made the police report. I was in disbelief that this could ever happen to my daughter. She was the sweetest little thing. All the memories and moments of her life and character raced through my mind, and I was in shock that this man, who had the privilege of being in the presence of this caring, sweet young child, could ever dare to take her innocence away from her for his own perverted pleasure. That shook me to my core. The look on her face the evening she told me what Jason had done is one that I will never forget. When we made the police report, I knew Harper would have the security and the tools she needs to arm and fight against Jason or anyone that tries to take something away from her that doesn't belong to them. More than victims, we are survivors of this man. He will not be successful in taking what doesn't belong to him. He will not succeed in taking our light and our peace of mind. Moving forward, we live healthy lives with healthy habits. My daughter's wholeness means everything to me. I will do anything to ensure that my daughter has a support system around her for years to come. Sexual abuse in this form can cause deep depression, PTSD, and anxiety. Making sure Harper has access to therapy is paramount in her healing and development. Thank you for your time, Camille. And victim impact statement from Harper Reeves. It's hard for me to talk about it, but I wanted to explain to Jason and the judge how this makes me feel. It feels like I can't trust many adults. It was hard for me to understand when I was younger. It hurts that this happened to me. My mental health has been getting better, all because of therapy, family, friends, and I am grateful to have them. I understand Jason will be going back to jail, and I feel much safer. I feel better knowing that I won't have to be in contact with him, and I won't need to speak to him.
Thank you. All right, good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Welcome.
One for a rainbow, one for Amanda.
Who you playing with, sweetie?
Amanda.
Oh, who are you?
I'm Amanda. I'm 6, and I love unicorns.
Sexual predators are seeking kids online.
We don't know Amanda.
Learn how to report abuse at end-violence.org/protect.
Broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with a plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing. Ink stains on my test paper, your hand leaning where it shouldn't be. You twist the rules like a gold ring, say it's love, say it's meant kids